Hello everyone. So please tell me whether you hear me well or not. Okay. So first of all, connect to the internet directly if possible. I recommend you to wear microphone and headphones and refresh your web browser if you have any problem. So these are the basic rules that you should keep. Okay. Okay, so I'm Anahit Chapuyan and I'm a English language expert. I work for Karhanyan Online School. Um, Karhanyan Online School presents you various languages and computer programs online. You can learn here anything you wish according to your taste and needs. Okay. Okay, so I have been teaching TOEFL for 8 years. These are the basic information about myself. Now today we'll speak about TOEFL iBT integrated task. Yes, uh, it is not surprising that this task is the very task which is the considered to be which is considered to be the hardest one. So. Uh, Why? So simply because it includes all the basic requirements that a person needs, yes, for mastering the language. Okay, so in this task, you have to do the following. Okay, first let me introduce lesson objectives and then I'll go on to integrated tasks. So language objectives for lesson objectives are as follows. We'll study the strategies for preparing for the integrated writing task. We'll know the integrated writing rubrics, okay? And of course, we'll practice relating the ideas of the writing and the listening passage, yes? How to relate, how to connect the ideas from the reading and the listening passages. Okay. Uh, Sorry. Okay, so the task description, what you have to do here. You will read a short passage, yes, for 3 minutes, and then you will listen to a talk on the same topic. And what your task is to relate, yes, the things that you have heard and you read and you listened, okay? So this task requires you to relate information from a reading passage, as I have already mentioned, and a listening passage. The listening passage may give a different perspective on the information presented in the reading passage. Generally, it opposes, okay? So the reader opposes or the listener, it depends. Okay, you will be asked to integrate the two passages in your response, and your response should be about from 150 up to 225 words in length. Okay, so as I have already mentioned, you'll have only 3 minutes to read the reading passage, but and you must take quick notes, but don't worry, the reading will appear on the screen again, okay? So you will have 20 minutes to write your response, okay, to write the essay. Okay, I hope it is clear so far. So let's go ahead. Okay, so integrated writing scoring rubric. What the raters look for is the following. A response at this level successfully selects the important information from the lecture, relating it coherently and accurately. These are the prompt words, the words that will that must show the content of your essay. Okay, so the content of your essay must be coherent and accurate. Okay. The response is well organized. Of course, there can occur minor errors, yes, like grammatical errors, but they must not, okay, but they mustn't result in accurate and yes, so they must not hinder the intelligibility of your response, okay. Okay, so and the content must be well connected and well organized. So these are the things that the raters look for. So you must try your best to keep it, okay, as much as you can, of course. Okay, then integrated essay types. You can have argument, counter-argument prompt. So summarize the points made in the lecture and show how they cast doubt on the point made in the reading. This is the most common type. And then it is possible to have show support prompt. Summarize the points made in the lecture and show how they add to and support the information in the reading. But this is really rare case. So you must mainly practice on argument, counter, argument prompt. Okay? This is very typical to this task. Okay. Now, how to organize the topic of your essay. So it must, I always like to say that it must go like a puzzle. So you can't just present the information from the reading and then go back to the listening. You must just take them together, yes, and mainly concentrate on the listening. Okay? When the listening contrasts information in the reading, the author explains, you can say, the author explains that. The lecturer, however, suggests that. Okay? So you uh, this way, using these words, you must connect information like a puzzle. Okay? So mainly it is preferable to have one sentence from reading and up to three sentences from listening. Okay, so concentrate on the listening, of course. Say the main idea of the reading, and then the most important part, and your attention must be focused on the listening. Okay. And when the listening adds information to the reading, you can state your essay like this. The author explains that, and the lecturer suggests that, and then you present the main idea. So these are somehow the prompts which will help you to organize your speech. Okay? I hope it was clear. Uh, okay, sorry. Okay. So, for example, this is the example answer. It can be like this. In this set of materials, this is the beginning, the introductory part, how you can start. You can start like this. In this set of materials, both the reading and the writing sections tackle about genetic modification process. The author in the reading passage supports the idea that the genetic modification process has great benefits on the plants. However, the professor casts doubt this concept. Okay, so this way you can start your integrated writing. This is called the introduction for the integrated writing. Now you can keep this example for you, yes, and just practice on this point, okay? Then about the body paragraph. So sorry, let me hide. So we have already discussed that how the introduction should be. Now about the body paragraph. The body paragraph, it depends on it is the core of your essay. Okay, so this is the part that you must connect. You must synthesize information, summarize information, okay, and organize it correctly and accurately. How to do it? So first, you must present the main points from the listening and its relation to the reading. Again, the same rule may cover the other paragraph as well. Okay, so uh, like main points from the listening and then its relation to the reading. But generally, for the body paragraph, it is better to have three body paragraphs. It depending, of course, it depends how many reasons you have. Okay. It also depends on what kind of topic you have. But generally, yes, it is very common to have three, okay? Three paragraphs. Okay, is it clear so far? If yes, uh, if yes, I can go ahead. Okay. So about the conclusion, how to conclude your integrated writing. Uh, there is a false view that you don't have to conclude the integrated writing, but I say that it's better to conclude, to give, to finish it and to show the reader where you started and where you finished. Okay. So write a conclusion of 1 or 2 sentences, not more, where you should present the main idea of the reading and listening again. Okay, so the points that you have covered while writing your essay. Now you must turn to that point, and in the conclusion you must write about them. Okay. So the sample example of conclusion can be like this. To put all in a nutshell, there is still controversy regarding the genetic modification process. The former paragraph asserts his point of view while the speaker stands on the other side of the river as he believes that all ideas presented in the reading passage are not convincing. So what I have done here is that this phrase, to put all in a nutshell, this is a phrase that is a beautiful way to conclude your essay. So you can write it down. And then this phrase you can use as well. There is still controversy regarding because they oppose each other. So you can write in any case if you have arguments, yes, prompt. There is still controversy regarding the genetic modification process. And then you say the farmer paragraph asserts his points of view while the speaker stands on the other side of the river as he believes. Yes, this is also a phrase, on the other side of the river. Okay, so these are beautiful phrases that I think that you can keep in your mind and use whenever you wish. Okay. Okay, now let's go ahead. I hope this part was clear. So let's conclude what we have discussed so far. We discussed introduction, we discussed body paragraph, and we discussed the conclusion. Okay? Okay, now the basic skills that you should develop for integrated writing are note-taking, strategies, yes, paraphrasing, of course, and summarizing and synthesizing. So these are very important for the integrated tasks, yes. And okay. And about the note taking, you must take notes as you read and listen. But I repeat myself one more time, saying that uh, the reading will appear again and again, so there is no need to concentrate mainly on the reading. Okay, so better concentrate on the listening because you'll be able to see the reading. Okay. Now about paraphrasing. Paraphrase the main points in the reading and in the lecture. So tell it in your words, but tell it the way that it sounds academic, not colloquial. Okay, it is academic writing. You must use while paraphrasing. If you can't do this kind of paraphrasing, you can't paraphrase and use like strong synonyms, sophisticated vocabulary, difficult grammatical structure, so there is no point in paraphrasing and making it colloquial. It is even worse. Okay, I hope you get what I'm saying. Okay, so let's see this sentence how it is paraphrased. Original is like this. First, the reading says that the Internet was originally invented to be a source of free information. Downloading music without paying for it is an example of this democratic ideal in action. Paraphrase. First, now this is the paraphrase version. First, the reading states that the Internet is a democracy. Therefore, everything on the Internet is free, including music. It is paraphrasing a bit, also summarizing. So in this part of the writing, you must combine both of them. Okay? Now we'll go thorough to each of them. This is summarizing and synthesizing. Also, of course, these are also the skills that you should develop by all means. Then about the note-taking strategies, guys, I would like to draw your attention and I would like you, before getting to read, before starting to read or before starting to listen, just draw something like this: reading and listening, and you, of course, using abbreviations and drawing the line like this. So you just identify the major points, yes, the major points of that reading, the major points from the listening, okay? Then you must include examples and details, okay? But sometimes it is possible to avoid these examples and details if you see that they are not so important. So focus on main points. So even if you don't manage to write the examples and details, don't worry. Concentrate on main points, okay? So because they are going to contrast. Okay, so this is well shown and well seen in practice, of course. So we'll try it and you will see. So strategies to use for paraphrasing are as follows. Substitute multiple synonyms, as I have already mentioned. Use phrases and make an explanation. Okay, so explain it the way that it is clear, but of course using different hard grammatical structure. So paraphrasing is telling. What is paraphrasing now? You'll tell me. Paraphrasing is telling the same idea, okay? So the idea is not changed, but with your own words, okay? So the idea is the same, the content is the same. You are only changing the word structure, okay? But in this case, of course, you can make it precise, you can make it shorter, but it mustn't hinder, it mustn't distort the main idea, yes? Okay. Then now I want you to try paraphrasing. So you have to choose between two versions. I'm reading the first version and then the original, and then two versions of paraphrasing. Not until Edward Jenner developed the first anti-smallpox serum in 1796 was there protection against this terrible disease. Okay? Now, number one, Edward Jenner was the first to develop smallpox serum in 1796. Defense against smallpox was achieved in the late 18th century with Edward Jenner's anti-smallpox serum, so which gives accurately all the idea that is in the original sentence. Who can tell me? Not until Edward Jenner developed the first anti-smallpox serum in 1796 was there protection against this terrible disease. In one of the sentences, the information is not fully given. Okay, so uh, in and the other sentence fully tells the information that is in the original sentence. So tell me, not until Edward Jenner developed the first anti-smallpox serum in 1796 was there protection against this terrible disease. By the way, this type of sentence is called inversion, yes. When you put verb, yes, the verb of the sentence in front for emphasizing the sentence. Okay, this is called inversion in English. Okay, no ideas, no versions. Okay, so I will tell you that uh, number A doesn't contain all the important information, all the information that is in the original sentence. It says that, okay, Edward Jenner was the first to develop anti-smallpox serum in 1796, but is it okay? Is that all? It says that before that there was no protection against this terrible disease. So this part, let me underline for you. This part is missing when you choose number A. Okay. So number B contains all the important information that is in the original sentence. Okay. So, defense against smallpox was achieved in the late 18th century with Edward Jenner's anti-smallpox serum. Okay? So, this number B is the correct version. If you have any questions, if you don't understand why, please tell me. I will explain one more time. Okay, let's go ahead. And now let's concentrate on summarizing. Okay, so what is summarizing? Summarizing is telling briefly the information that is in the topic, in the paragraph, in the passage. And unlike paraphrasing, in summarizing, it is possible that the information can be shortened. Okay, so you can shorten the information and just give the information that is really accurate. Okay. So what strategies use for summarizing? So be brief, combine sentences, identify the main points, yes, and report the information. So be brief. This is the most important about summarizing. Combine sentences, so join them. Use parallel structures. Use conjunctions to connect sentences. Don't tell, of course, don't tell too long sentences, but neither can you tell short sentences. Okay, so try to tell, try to be precise but combining, yes, sentences. Identify the main points and report the information. Now let's put it into practice and see whether you can manage it or not. So this is genetic modification, a process used to change an organism's genes and hence its characteristics, is now being used to improve trees. Through genetic modification, it is possible to create trees that produce more fruit, grow faster, or withstand adverse conditions. Planting genetically modified trees on a large scale promises to bring a number of benefits. So this is your passage. Now I want you to summarize it with only one sentence, not more. Okay, so what is the main information? What is the vital information? What is needed, and what is the second information? The information that is not important. So you are given just 1 minute to complete this task. Okay, so try. If you have any question, you can write down and I will answer them. Okay. So you must If I hope that you understood that you must define the what is genetic modification. You must give the definition of it. Okay. So, what is this small passage? And it is the first part of your passage. So, what is it? Genetic modification can be defined as a process, yes. Like what process? Okay, so let me do my genetic modification can be defined as a process, yes, it is a process to improve, to develop trees, yes, to develop trees by changing an organism genes and its characteristics. So this is the main idea that you should concentrate, okay? Okay, now let's go ahead. Now the next paragraph. Uh, this is already considered to be the body paragraph of your sentence. So try to concentrate on it as well. Let me read it for you. And this body paragraph, remember that from reading, you must give only short information. You must concentrate mainly on the listening part. So from the reading, you must give the information that is really accurate, that is really important. Uh, and I can tell that the most important information is generally given in the first or second sentences of the passage. So there is no need, even you can skip the other sentences. Okay, so just focus on the first part. First, genetically modified trees are designed to be harder than nature trees. That is, they are more likely to survive than their unmodified counterparts. In Hawaii, and this is the example, in Hawaii, for example, a new pest-resistant species of papaya trees has been developed in response to a ring. And the other information you need, that the thing that we needed is in the first, yes, in the first part, yes, in the first part of our paragraph. So who can give me a short summary of this small passage, of this small paragraph? Please think of it and give its definition, okay? Its summary. Okay, you are given 1 minute for it. First, so basically you have to now paraphrase and summarize the first sentence where is the most important information hidden. First, genetically modified trees are designed to be harder than natural trees. Some are stronger, genetic model are stronger and better survival than unmodified ones. Okay, yes, Samsam, it's good. I hope you came. Yes, I you came a bit later. Now I would like some part to tell you. Okay, Samsam. Um, about the paraphrasing, I have no problem. Just I have to tell you that what is important about paraphrasing is paraphrase with strong vocabulary, with strong grammatical structure in this part of writing. If you can't bring if you can't do strong paraphrasing, so it's better tell the way it is, because if you don't write academic writing, yes, academic model, like if you use some colloquial words or low level words, so low standard, low level words, It is not acceptable in this kind of writing, okay? But this is okay, only the word stronger and better, I'd like to change it to something stronger and better. Okay, so try to change it. Modified trace, I designed to be, okay, yes, I hope you understood what I meant. Okay. Survival is okay, better survivals than unmodified ones. Yes. So you can say that they are. What other synonyms for harder you can bring? Who can tell me other synonyms for harder? Yes. Tired. Yes. Great. Yes, this can be. Okay. So powerful. They are. You can say genetic modified traits are more powerful than natural traits. Are better survivals. You can say, or they are durable. This is a good word. They are durable than unmodified ones. Okay. Okay, thank you. So this is the basic information that you must keep from this passage, nothing else, okay, in the reading. Let's go to the next part. Okay, last longer or long lasting. You can make a compound word, long lasting, okay? Moreover, now the second part. Your attention. Moreover, genetically modified trees promise to bring a number of economic benefits to those who grow them. Genetically modified trees tend to grow faster, give greater yields of food, fruit, or other products, and be harder. This allows tree farmers to get faster and greater returns on their farming investment and save on pesticides as well. So as you notice, also in the first part of your in the first sentence, it contains the main information. So try to summarize this short passage. Yes, this short paragraph. Also, I'd like you to describe it with one word as well. Okay, like for example, we say that economic. Second, you can say that the reading discusses its economic benefits. Okay, so with one word, and then describe what it means or what the reading says by telling its economic benefit. Only that. Okay, so just summarizing with one word and then explaining it. It is really the best solution to this part. Okay, now try to summarize. Okay, genetically modified trees have potential economic benefits. Yes, great. I like the word potential. They have potential economic benefits. So by saying potential, you mean that they have more future in them. This is good word. Yes, thank you. And then you can go about just with two words. For example, they can give good harvest, okay, and better products. You can say it, okay? Nothing more. So be precise here. Okay, now let's go to the third part. Sorry. So, finally, the use of genetically modified trees can prevent overexplosion of wild trees. Because of the growing demand for firewood and building timber, many forests around the world are being cut down faster and they can be replaced. So Here, in the first part, is the main information. You can read, of course. I recommend you to read further for understanding the listening better, but skip it. Not go thorough it because there you won't find any important information. But let me read it for you. Introducing genetically modified traits designed for fast growth and high yield and given geographic conditions would satisfy the demand for wood in many of those areas and save the endangered native traits, which often include unique or rare species. Okay? Now try to summarize this last paragraph. Okay? Yes, yes, great sentence. So genetically modified trees can protect wild trees. Okay, can prevent overexplosion of wild trees, so they can protect wild trees. Okay, okay. Even if you write this much information for the reading, it is okay because you are going to speak more about listening. Remember it. And as I have mentioned, you are going to do it like a puzzle. You can't write first about the reading and then go to listening. First, maybe you're writing what the reading says and then how the listening opposes. Okay? Okay, now let's go and see my note taking. So I have taken notes like this. Of course, about these examples, and about these examples, I can say that you can miss them, but sometimes you see that if they are important, if they have some really vital information in them, you can just write them down as well. But please pay attention to the left part of your screen. Okay, so harder, more likely to survive. Economic benefits prevent overexplosion of wild trees. So these are the basic things that you must catch and you must focus on, and you must build your essay accordingly. Okay? Okay, now let's go. I hope you have taken notes like this as well. Okay, now to the listening part. Let's go and listen very carefully because you are going to summarize points, okay, point by point. And take notes, okay, because you won't listen again, but um, reading will be, so mainly focus on. Okay, I hope it was clear to you. Now I would like you to summarize, yes, the points in the lecture. So how they cut out the information in the reading. So they oppose, yes. So let's see. Summarize the points made in the lecture and you just heard. Explain how they cut out on the point made in the reading passage. So you have 2 minutes for this. You organizing your thoughts and writing them down. Just I don't need details, okay? Here, just I want to see whether you understand the meaning, the basic, okay, the basic sentence, right? One sentence for each paragraph, okay? And don't forget also about the skills, paraphrasing and summarizing. Okay, so I hope that in the listening you understood that the lecturer just um, just cuts down on each refuted on every point made in the reading. Yes, written. Uh, Genetically modified traits are genetically uniform and they resist one condition, but they aren't survival. Yes, great. So this is, but the words are the same. uh, but try to now, yes, to use synonyms as well, but the information is, yes, is correct. So they are uniform and and they resist one condition, but they aren't survivals, okay? So, for example, she said that if the weather changes or something happens, they won't be able to survive, okay? Okay, so they just resistant to one condition. We can say that they are used to one conditions and they are uniform. It is okay. Thank you. Now, second part. What else was important about the listening? What are other points? Mhm. Were there other points as well? Okay, units are expensive. They have, yes, of course. Like, yes, about working on some techniques, yes, some machinery, yes. These all are hidden costs. Yes, great. Okay, thank you. Do you have more points for, yes, the last point, if you remember? But you accurately give the whole information. So yes, genetically modified trees, they are expensive and they don't have economic benefits. Yes, because they have some hidden costs. Okay, they compete with the native trees for resources. Yes, yes, they compete with the native trees for resources. Great. Okay, now you have note taken, you have written the most important information. Now, while writing, while writing your essay, what you have to concentrate on is that, for example, you must say the reading passage mentions the economic benefits of the genetically modified trees. However, the listening or the lecture cuts down by saying that they are much more expensive as they have some hidden costs. That's it. They have some, they need a lot of machinery, they need a lot of work, yes, to buy all these mechanisms, all these difficult difficult machinery. So this this way you must combine them together, okay? First reading and then listening. Even you can start from listening and then go that in the reading it mentions that, so both ways are possible. And if you are just attentive, if you are more attentive, you can do this. Okay, this is not too hard. Okay, and now I want you to summarize this reading. Will not and see whether you understood. I won't tell you which part is the main information, and I would like you to design and to understand and to tell me where is the hidden main information. Toward the end of his life, the Chevalier de Sacco wrote a long memoir recounting his life and adventure. The Chevalier was A somewhat controversial figure, but since he met many famous people, including kings and writers, his memoir has become a valuable historical source and about European society in the 18th century. However, some critics have raised doubts about the accuracy of the memoir. They claim that Chevalier distorted an invented many events in the memoir to make his life seem more exciting and glamorous than it is really was. So than it really was. So tell me with one sentence, what is the main idea of this passage? Mhm. So what is the most important part here? So this was the type that it started from descriptive thing. So you'd better find the main information not in the first, but rather in the middle of the passage. Okay, so I'm waiting for you to type. So what is the most important and accurate information here? Okay. So let me tell you, the most important part here is Chevalier's memoir, yes. So you can say that critics, yes, great. Critics cast doubt on the creditability of memoir of, yes, Chevalier's, great. So they cast doubt, they somehow they put doubt on it, they don't trust, you can even say they don't trust, they consider this information inaccurate, you can say even. So critics consider the Chevalier's memoir, the information in the Chevalier's memoir inaccurate, or credibility of, yes, they cast doubt on the credibility. Great. Yes, this is the most important part. Now let's go to the body. For example, in his memoir, the Chevalier claims that while living in Switzerland, he was very wealthy, and it is known that he spent a great deal of money there on parties and gambling. However, evidence has recently surfaced that Chevalier borrowed considerable sums of money from a Swiss merchant. Critics thus argue that if the Chevalier had really been very rich, he would not have needed to borrow money. Yes, credibility, great, not credibility, of course. So what is accurate? What is the most important information here? If you look for it, it is really very easy to find. But also try to paraphrase it, of course. That the critics argue that Chevalier wasn't wealthy. No, not wasn't wealthy, but maybe was wealthy. Or you can say that the critics argue that Chevalier's being rich uh, because of the fact that he borrowed money from a merchant, you can say. Okay, but not wasn't wealthy, but was wealthy. Yeah, maybe that was just a mistake. Okay, so because um, they say critics say maybe you misunderstood the part because the critics does argue that if he had really been very rich, he would not have needed. So this shows that okay, yes. So they say that no, he wasn't rich. Okay, okay. Then critics are also skeptical about the accuracy of the conversations that the Chevalier records in the memoir between himself and the famous writer Voltaire. No one doubts that the Chevalier and Voltaire met and conversed. However, critics complain that the memoir cannot possibly capture this conversation accurately because it was written many years after the conversation occurred. Critics point out that it is impossible to remember exact phrases from extended conversations held many years earlier. So, lost his money on gambling. Yeah, maybe this part was a bit you to understand, but the argue is that he was not rich. Yes, in the memoir it says that he was rich and he spent money on gambling. Yes, if he's not rich, he can't spend money on gambling. This is the point, some sense. Okay. Then the last part, the last point. Okay, so the last point is conversation with Voltaire. So what was important here? Critics critics cast doubt. Okay, but you can't all the time use the same words like cast doubt. Maybe they don't trust the information. They consider this information inaccurate. You can say. Cast doubt on the accuracy of Chevalier's conversation with Voltaire. Okay. Okay, saying that it is impossible. Yes, it is not possible to remember all the details and exact phrases. So this is the point. Okay. Okay. So this much on yes. Also, one small passage. Critics have also questioned the memoir's account for the Chevalier's escape from a notorious prison in Venice, Italy. He claims to have escaped the Venetian prison by using a piece of metal to make a hole in the ceiling and climbing through the roof. Okay, so critics claim that while such a daring escape makes for enjoyable reading, it is more likely that the Chevalier's jailers were bribed to free him. Okay, so they point out that the Chevalier had a number of politically well-connected friends in Venice who could have offered a bribe. Okay, can you tell me which is also the most important part, the summary? How can you summarize it with just one sentence? Of course, trying to paraphrase the main points. Critics suggest that Chevalier didn't escape from the jail but paid a yes to get free. Yes, you're right. Okay, yes, thank you. So I hope that you now understand how you must cover the information. Yes, how you must understand and just emphasize the main part, or understand the main point of the paragraph. So let's now go back to our lesson objectives and see whether we have covered them or not. To study the strategies for preparing for the integrated writing task, to know the integrated writing rubrics, to practice relating the ideas, yes, how to relate the ideas from the writing and the listening passages. If you have any questions on these points, you are welcome to ask. Uh, so if no, I thank you all of you for for attending our webinar. And one more time, I want to remind you that I represent Karhanyan Online School, and in Karhanyan Online School, you can learn various languages, computer programs, and different other subjects online. And you see here our Facebook group name is Karhanyan Online School. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.